I was bored the other day, so I thought I'd check out Arwyn's relatively new show, Flat Earth Early Bird. If you don't know who Arwyn is, he's the guy who thinks this.
I don't need to say anything. I know what gravity is and what it's not. Probably more than most of you, ballers and flat earthers, so
I thought I'd pop into his chat and have a little bit of fun, but unfortunately it didn't end too well. Hello all and welcome to another episode of Flat Earth Friday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you so much for joining me. Before we begin today, I just want to thank one of my wonderful subscribers for this fantastic painting. If you're not sure who that is, it is a picture of Richard Feynman depicted in front of the Pillars of Creation. That is an intense star-forming region of the Eagle Nebula. So thank you very much, good sir. Please do go and check out his work. He is a fantastic sci-fi artist. He is on Twitter with the handle @SciFiPainter. I'll put a link to that in the description. Now, before we take a look at what happened over at Arwyn's channel, we're going to take a quick look at his boss, Nathan. Nathan runs a daily Flat Earth debate show where he uses his mute button for anyone that doesn't agree with him and then screams profanity at them. Here's an idea of what I mean.
Oh, I've got you, have I, fuckwit? Yes, I have. You are presupposing the sphere because you are quite literally a moron. Yeah? Didn't take long to debunk that absolute pile of crap proof of R now, did it, Wiggles, you complete dumbass? Well done for making yourself look like more of a moron than you had already. Well done with your crap example and your absolute shite proof of R.
He was also nominated for 3 Golden Probes during our Flat Earth Awards show with Conspiracy Cats. If you haven't checked that out, I'll leave the link for that in the description as well. It was good fun. Now, Nathan is very proud of the fact that he was once interviewed by Vice in a segment they called 10 Questions You Always Want to Ask a Flat Earther. Let's take a look at Nathan's responses and see how he represented the Flat Earth community.
Hi, I'm Nathan Oakley and I'm a Flat Earther. I run several YouTube channels, I interview people about the subject and I've been doing it for about the last couple of years.
I must stress that this interview is about a year old now, and since then he has been spanked by Conspiracy Cats many times.
In my last career, I was travelling around the world as an international sales rep, and as I travelled around the world, what I observed on almost every flight was the same thing, which was lots of people staring at the back of their headrests and observing the latest movie, drinking booze, falling asleep, whereas I would actually be at the back of the plane looking out at the emergency exit window, which had the widest viewing angle.
So you just looked out of the window for the entire flight? That's not normal, Nathan.
And observing the flat plane below. That being the case, when I came across a Math Powerland video on YouTube and he uttered the words flat earth, not in ridicule but in the same context as we're talking about today, it immediately was a eureka moment. I mean, I literally went and woke my wife up and told her that the earth was flat.
And your wife was okay with this? Wow. Math Powerland, by the way, is one of the first vocal flat earthers to appear on YouTube, and we will be looking at him soon.
Well, NASA were developed for the sole purpose of lying to us. Their only purpose is to perpetuate the globe lie.
Completely untrue. And all of that is in your opinion.
Every single story that is told by NASA has the subcontext that we live on a globe.
That's because we do live on a globe. It's not hard to follow, Nathan.
The way they're faking things is with top of the line, absolutely cutting edge studio techniques like were used in the film Gravity. So they're using trapeze, they're on high wires in order to fake us for as long as humanly possible.
Debunked that one before. Link is in the description as well. Literally showed in every single way that they could fake weightlessness is not possible.
Well, that's a good comparison because the blockbuster movies bolster the NASA fakery.
They are just movies. That is all.
If you're watching Guardians of the Galaxy or Star Trek or Star Wars, the basis of that is that you are on a spinning globe. So the fact that Hollywood perpetuates this meme, this lie, this spinning globe lie, is the over-the-top suspension of disbelief. Whereas when NASA do it, they play their cards much more close to their chest. They always keep it nice and simple. So they're not going to be having Star Wars type battles in space. They're just going to have a zero-G meal. It's much more downplayed.
He thinks NASA keeps it simple. Oh, this is a picture of the rocket equation, Nathan. Please be my guest and take the first derivative of it. I'll wait.
The Illuminati. I don't know a great deal about the Illuminati. It's something that I've come across since finding out the Earth was flat or investigating flat Earth. It would seem that there are certainly families or bloodlines or secret societies that control certain aspects of our life. However, until 1972, we hadn't been up and checked. So to say that a secret society knew and was therefore perpetuating a deception, I would say no.
1972. Yuri Gagarin was the first man in space in 1961. He checked. He said it's all good.
No, I can't prove it.
What was that?
No, I can't prove it.
You can't prove it.
Interesting.
I can only support it with evidence. So to say, do I need to prove it? I would say no, because the starting point is flat. That's what you observe, that's what I observe, and that's what everyone deals with in their day-to-day lives.
So because we see a flat horizon, that automatically means the Earth is flat, does it? Besides, your evidence is rubbish. Am I supposed to take the word of a man whose mind is so desperate to find a conspiracy in something that he doesn't even believe someone when they're trying to explain to him how to convert meters into kilometers?
Nathan, question. You ready? How do you convert meters into kilometers?
I don't know. How do you convert meters into kilometers?
What's the correct way?
You tell me.
The correct way is divide meters by 1,000. You didn't do that.
So if you have a meter and I divide that meter by 1,000, you don't think that would give you millimeters?
Meters into kilometers, Nathan.
You just said
That's
you
what I'm
divide
talking about.
meters by 1,000 to get kilometers. So you're saying I divide something that is 1 meter long by 1,000, and that will come out to a kilometer value.
Nathan,
It sounds
let's keep
like
on- let's keep on track,
you
let's
are
keep on
quite
track.
literally retarded
Let's
with that
keep on
statement.
track.
You do not divide
Let's keep
meters
on track.
to come out with kilometers.
I've heard every insult under the sun.
No, you haven't, you nincompoop.
And I think the reason we get these insults is because we are pre-programmed from birth to ridicule the idea of flat Earth. We're told that it's a notion of Philistines. It's something that we have progressed beyond. So I tend to not overreact to people who are insulting to me about the subject and try and ask them to either, if they're very combative, prove what they believe, which is the globe, or ask them to research flat Earth.
The problem is, Nathan, that researching flat Earth would mean watching videos like yours. That's a bit of a problem for me. How about we get them to watch videos like mine instead? Yeah, that'll work.
Well, I've never been to the ends of the Earth, so it's a difficult one to give you an answer.
Nathan likes to shy away from the traditional flat Earth view held by many of his US cousins. I'm not sure why. Is it because he knows it's nonsense? Who knows?
Is the moon fake news? No. But does the moon have fake news surrounding it? Yes, absolutely. Of all of the celestial bodies, it's the one that would most indicate sphericity, is that the right word? Being spherical. And therefore it's used by people like NASA to prop up the notion that we are living on a sphere also.
We are a species that longs to discover. It's in our very being. You only have to look at recorded history to see that. Once we develop the technology to leave Earth, why would we not visit the closest object? NASA didn't use the moon. It was just the closest thing to explore.
So it's used to perpetuate fake news.
Not best pleased, I imagine.
Do I get ridiculed now? No, it doesn't seem to be the case. A couple of years on, it's more like this, people actually wanting to know more information about the subject and doing a bit of research themselves. So I think it seems things have progressed.
Yes, they have. They've progressed to alarming levels. As last year, we saw the UK convention sell out all of its 12 tickets. And Flat Earth has gone from strength to strength in the Google search trends. Oh. Sorry about that. I imagine that spike was because of the catastrophic documentary. You know the one where they proved... what was it they proved? What was it they proved again, Bob?
A 15 degree per hour drift.
Ah, yes, thanks, Bob. Cheers.
I don't have an actual explanation for how the seasons work.
What a surprise.
I don't know what the sun is.
Bloody hell, mate.
Same technically goes for the moon. I don't know what the moon is. And further to that, I don't trust any of the maps that they give us.
You don't know much about this flat earth of yours, do you?
Absolutely. It is fundamental to our state of being. It is fundamental to our existence. If we said they are right, the perpetrators of the lie, if you like, are correct, then we are absolutely and totally insignificant. We are a speck of dust in a soup of nothing, expanding into a massive infinite space of nothingness. Whereas the converse is that we are in an enclosed system, therefore we're it.
We are. Well, we are in this part of the local galaxy anyway. So there we are. Nathan Oakley speaking a lot, but not really saying anything of substance. Pretty much like a normal day on the Flat Earth debate show. Anyway, what of his little henchman Arwijn, who I mentioned at the start of the show? Well, everything started when I popped into his Flat Earth early bird show, and he was talking about gravity and the gas pressure in a container thing, and that prompted me to ask Arwijn if I could ask him her question.
Okay. Well, Simon, Dan, you ask your question.
So I said this. Did I stump him already?
The container, we don't know what is. What is the container? We just know that there has to be one. There has to be a limited confine in order for an equilibrium to be reached within the container, because that's a necessary antecedent. We don't know the dimensions of this container or how it functions. We just know that it has to be there, otherwise an equilibrium within the gas pressures, within this system, within this realm, could not have been reached at any point.
An epic portion of word salad there, but I'll help you out a little bit. Basically, he thinks that he doesn't know what the container is, but he just thinks that there has to be one. Now this prompted me to ask this.
Fuck you, Simon Dan. I have no credentials, okay? Piss off.
So he didn't take that question too well, so I decided to expand on my point.
Yeah, I'm not interested in your heating utility repair skills, Simon Dan.
I think that one went over his head a bit. I've got a point though, right? The conversation moved on to gravity as a whole, and someone asked him why things fall, and he mentioned that it is because of relative density. Now that prompted me to ask this.
Why do they fall down? Because, well, the greater density level tends to be there, down there. That's just how it happens to have arranged itself.
Well, I wasn't buying that, so I then asked him this. When he finally processed the info, what followed was the mother of all word salad dressings. Check this out.
Right, well, that's because that lower density stuff below the heavier object is only in the way of more density down there.
And one more time if you didn't catch it.
Right, well, that's because that lower density stuff below the heavier object is only in the way of more density down there.
Proof that Arwijn doesn't have a single clue about what he's talking about.
It's useless.
Yes, relative density is useless, and I told him so in a slightly different way.
It's not bollocks. I haven't got a clue, mate. Well, that's time for you to go. Piss off, dude. Just fuck off.
And that was that. Booted for nothing. Right, that about wraps up another Flat Earth Friday. We went a little bit on tour today, which was nice. If you enjoyed it, then please do like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I have been Simon Dan, and I'll see you all on Sunday night for the final live astronomy lecture. See you all then.